Hey everybody, thank you for joining me once again here in the Kanto region, Route 15 to be specific. Rod says hi as well, don't you, Rod? He wants to play with Joe. Alright, me too, Rod. Let's start by having some more Pokemon battles. Alright Pokemon, time for a battle! This must be one of the teachers. Nope, Pokefan. Pokefan Eleanor. Eleanor, gee, I think you're swell. She is a Spinda, which is a normal type. Spinda are kind of cool because I'm pretty sure no two Spinda have the exact same pattern. At least not the same in the main series games. I think the pattern is determined by their personality value, which is a very long and random value that each Pokemon is assigned. Illumise is also from Gen 3. It is a bug type. Let's go with Aerial Ace. Will do a little more damage than Rock Tomb and is more accurate as well. And apparently it did enough to knock Illumise out. Not too tough. Good way to start the episode. I'm going to try to challenge the Fuchsia City Gym pretty soon. So we can't go back that way. Guess we have to jump down to go back, but I'm not going to head to Fuchsia quite yet. Let's do a few more battles. He's got to call his mom, so I guess he doesn't have a cell phone despite being a young kid. Although I guess school kids can be, you know, many different ages. So maybe they're actually 10 years old. I might want to start using some of those PP ups on close combat. Because it's an ability I'm going to keep to the end of the game. It only has 5 power points. It's really Rod's go-to ability, or go-to move. Because Mega Horn also is base 120, but only has 85% accuracy. Up, and we are paralyzed. Well, that's not great. Luckily, I do have some cherry berries and a few Leppa berries. I grew one, and then I grew another. I know, cool story, right? But I think the second one I didn't water too much because I was busy and at work and asleep and stuff. So I think I only got like 2 left berries from it. But now my entire berry pot is empty, so I planted 4 new Leppa berries, and I still have 2 that I could use on, for instance, post combat here. And I guess we might as well use an Ether as well, because I'm not sure there's any way an Ether is better than a Leppa berry. I don't know if you can actually use a Leppa berry mid-combat. In fact, why don't we find out? I know I said I wouldn't use hull items, but this is for science. You can. And can I not use a cherry berry though? Oh, because it's a status. I gotcha. Alright. Well, I assume that because you have it as an option, that means you can use it. Unfortunately, I probably should have saved some close combats for Magneton, because Magneton is Steel type, so it is weak to fighting. I'm kind of expecting a Zap Cannon, because when a Magneton uses Lock On, it's probably going to use Zap Cannon. Or it's going to lock on before a Magnet Bomb. That doesn't really make any sense, but okay. In that case, Kroot is not really a good switch-in. Luckily, Kroot has a lot of PP for his Earthquake. And this should be a one-shot on Magneton. So hopefully Kroot will be faster than the school kid's last Pokemon. I did use a few citrus berries to heal up, but I haven't been to the Pokemon Center yet, clearly, so maybe I should have used a few more. Alright, Magnemite, this should be pretty easy. I suppose I could run back to the Pokemon Center, we're really close to Fuchsia, but in the interest of time, I'll just use a couple more berries. That's why we grew them, right? Alright, School Kid Kip has been defeated. So I see at least one more School Kid here. We'll actually have to use a few different berries on Rod. Cherry berry. There goes the paralysis, and let's go ahead and use one of our 2 Lepa berries here to heal the power points of close combat. In fact, do we have any PP ups on us? Sure we do. I might go ahead and just use 1. Because why not? I'm going to eventually anyway. It'll probably be this and Kroot's Stone Edge that I really spend them on, because those are kind of like their main attacking moves. Yet they only have 5 power points. There, but we have 6 PP ups. That's really good. Wonder if you can get more from like the battle tower. I'll have to check. If you can, it's probably going to be more than 1 battle point, I would imagine. All right. Went ahead and used 2 because we have 6, so why not? Let's battle. I won't lose. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think he probably will. I would be very surprised if a school kid beat our team of Pokemon. So Xatu is not a good matchup for Rod at all. But you know what? I'm going to go for it. Let's see how much Shadow Claw will do. Both of Xatu's stab attacks are super effective against Heracross. It doubly resists one of my 2 stab attacks, and the other one I don't have yet. Luckily, Xatu is weak to Shadow and pretty weak in general, so that wasn't too bad. Alakazam. These school kids have really tough Pokemon. This could hurt a lot. Reflect. It's not a bad move on Alakazam's part. It'll make my Shadow Claw do half damage. So we'll see how much this does. Wow, that did... Wow, okay, yeah, crit. If that was not a crit, there is no way it would have defeated the Alakazam. Super effective or not. Forgot to do his homework. Guess so. Should have studied critical hits more. Okay, so there are ledges here, so you have to go down to go back. That's interesting. I guess then you make like a big loop. I'm pretty positive these were not here before. I guess maybe there was some erosion on Route 15 in the 3 years since Generation 1. Although I don't really remember them being here in Generation 2 either. Let's use Aerial Ace. It's super effective, and Sunkern, as I said before, pretty weak Pokemon. Another crit. Good job, Rod. Getting all kinds of crits today, but let's save all the rest of them for our gym battle. If there's any battle that's going to be tough, that'll be the one. I don't think it's going to be that challenging, like level-wise, but it might be a little challenging in that our team is not really strong against poison types, with the exception of Kroot. And the gym leader might use some annoying attacks, and if they get lucky, that could make this a little difficult. Sure. I always remember when I was little, I used to, like, back in school playing Pokemon, I would always think about what Pokemon my teachers would have if they were trainers. And I guess adults in general, it's kind of cool just to picture them with a Pokemon. Like, if this was a real Pokemon world, what Pokemon would they have? Would it be a Persian, or Melodic, or Alakazam? You can kind of associate different people with different Pokemon and different types. I'm not sure what Pokemon I would be if I was... I'm sure what Pokemon I would have if I was in Pokemon. I'd probably try to get a Dragonite, but as for which one like fits me the best, that I couldn't really tell you. Hopefully not a Spinda. Then again, I'm sure everybody, if they were in the Pokemon world, thinks they would train like Salamances and Metagross and Dragonites and Legendaries, but in reality, most of us would probably be just training whatever we could get our hands on in our local area. Like, how many of us would actually travel to some deep cave in a dangerous area to capture a Dragon-type Pokemon? And where do you even catch like a Beldomat? I know it was a gift in Generation 3, so they have to be incredibly rare. I'm sure they're wild in some generation. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but it's likely. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about the early days of Pokemon Go, is that it really felt very realistic, because I got really lucky and had that Snorlax, and I caught a Vaporeon on my first day playing as well. I don't feel like talking to Ralph right now, but I will talk to this school kid. Oh, he's going to Lavender Town for social studies. That is quite a field trip. Hopefully it's like an overnight trip. Although there are no hotels in Lavender. I guess they can stay at the Pokemon Center, though. I know in the anime, Pokemon Centers are like free hotels for Pokemon trainers. I always thought that was really cool. How, like, no matter where you go, every town has a Pokemon Center where you can stay at and get supplies, your Pokemon can rest up, you get to meet other trainers, exchange tips and advice and rumors. Must have been a pretty cool place to chill between adventures. How much money you want to bet that her third Pokemon, or his third Pokemon, is a Victreebel? They might do a fake out here and put something totally random in, but I think the odds are better than not. This is a Victreebel. There it is. Victreebel is actually a surprisingly powerful Pokemon for one that doesn't really get a lot of attention. It's one of those few gen types that never got another evolution, or a Mega Evolution, or an Alolan form, or anything like that. But it actually has a very high attack stat, so it was very beneficial when they made the change to how attack works. Although I don't know if it can learn any good physical poison attacks. I think Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave are both special attacks, so maybe it wasn't so good for Victreebel. Alright, have we made it everywhere we can go here? We faced those guys, been up there. Alright guys, I think we have officially cleared Route 15, besides that one trainer who we can't face because she is hiding behind the tree. Nidorino, pretty cool. Let's defeat it just because we don't see very many Nidorino. And it'll give us a little bit of experience. Oh, but Rod is poisoned. Well, it's a good thing we are heading straight to Fuchsia then. Kind of ironic that I'm going to have a poison Pokemon as I enter Fuchsia City. There was nothing in there, was there? Sure hope not, because I'm not going back. At least not right away. Alright, Fuchsia, here we come. West to the cycling road, east to the Silence Bridge. Coming from either way, everyone who comes through this gate has a smile on their face from the beautiful scenery. You're no exception. Aw, thank you. Although, they're going from cycling road, they're probably going through the other gate. Ah, so much poison. Apparently they took that away in Generation 5. I didn't remember that being the case, but I read online that it is. It is kind of annoying. Like, poison is annoying enough without the overworld effect. It was kind of cool though in like a unique way that other conditions don't do that. Just poison does. Alright, our Pokemon are healed. What do you guys say we have ourselves a gym battle? I'm Janine, Hocus Pocus. See, I look just like her now. Huh, didn't work? Not quite. Janine, if you haven't guessed, is the gym leader. I got quite a shock at the gym. There were all these girls who looked identical. Oh, okay. So all the gym trainers look like Janine. That's kind of annoying, not because it's going to be hard to find her, but because I don't want to face her by accident. Hopefully I'll remember which one she is. Maybe it'll come back to me. I remember where Koga is. So the obvious choice would be that she's the one in the center, but I don't think she is, but I do think she is one of the ones near the end. And just like when her father was gym leader here, there are tons of invisible walls, which are pretty fun. Even in Gen 1, that was a nice little puzzle. And I like how she's looks the same as her trainers. That's kind of a cool, really simple way to make the gym a little more interesting. Yo, legend in the making! Whoops, take a good look around you. The trainers all look like the gym leader, Janine. Which of them is the real Janine? Well, we'll find out, shall we? Like her father, Koga, she uses poison-type Pokemon and tends to go for annoyance and luck rather than brute force. Alright, we are going to keep smashing our faces into walls. I imagine they use a lot of Clorox here. Let's start by facing her, and I'm not sure Rod is going to be the best matchup, but he is lowest in terms of levels, so let's see if we can get him some more XP against these gym trainers. Yeah, it would have been pretty weird if she was the first trainer here. Nidoqueen, a poisoning ground type. Pretty solid stats all around. Let's see. So close combat and Rock Tomb were not very effective. Not a great matchup, which I kind of knew. In the original games, in this gym, there were a lot of like jugglers who had like psychic type Pokemon and a couple other random Pokemon. We do resist ground, so that's good. I resisted lower my special defense. Only a 1 in 10 chance, I believe. So let's see if we can just do a little more damage than Nidoqueen does to us. Hopefully Poison Jab won't poison us. Wonder if Victor Bell can learn Poison Jab, that would be a good move. Just in case you guys didn't remember, Koga is the second member of the Elite Four, the ninja dude who we faced previously. And he was, of course, the gym leader here in the Generation 1 games, or in, I guess I shouldn't really call them the Generation 1 games, the Kanto games. Red, green, yellow, and blue in their remakes. Yes, there was a green. It was only in Japan. It was like their blue version. In blue, it was green and red, and then for whatever reason, when they brought it to the United States, they made it red and blue. I guess blue is a more popular color here. It's my favorite color, so I didn't mind that. Once again, let's just use some citrus berries, because that's why we have them. And as you can see, I was able to grow a few more overnight. I really wish that they didn't return you to the main item menu every time, though. This would be so much less annoying if you could just keep using them over and over again. Alright. Let's keep searching here. Oh, we found a secret path. Does it go anywhere? No. There's gotta be more trainers, so it's probably the one to the south, if I had to guess. Are there only 4 trainers in here? Maybe there's one more in the lower left? Hopefully they have more than one Pokemon too, because otherwise this won't be too exciting. Nidoking is the same type as Nidoqueen, a little more offensively oriented, whereas Nidoqueen is a little more defensively oriented, but overall they're both pretty balanced. They have good attack, decent special attack, and a very nice move pool. So I've always had a soft spot for Nidoking and Nidoqueen. That wasn't a crit. Okay, so as you can see, Nidoking actually has very good attack. Poison Jab is a strong move, and it gets Stab. And being 3 levels higher, this will be a close fight. Luckily, while Nidoqueen and Nidoking stats are decent, they're not amazing. The starter Pokemon typically have better stats. I think their average is like low 80s, whereas the starters are like high 80s. More similar to like the evolutions and other strong Pokemon. Although there are some Pokemon that are strong not because they have a high stat total, but because their stats are allocated in a very specific way. I'm really thinking of sweepers like Alakazam or Gengar. They're arguably 2 of the strongest Pokemon in Generation 1, but they actually have fairly low stats. I think 83.3 is their average. But because they have so much in speed and special, they can do a lot of damage very quickly before their opponents can retaliate. And you may have noticed that if you ever use a physical move on a Gengar or an Alakazam, like we did earlier, they tend to faint pretty quickly. I kind of think that might be Janine. I don't know, but this could also be Janine, or maybe... Is this one the hardest one to get to? Do you have to like sneak through here? No. Oh, we fought her already, didn't we? She was the first one we fought. No, she wasn't. Okay, good. See, I think you're supposed to be excited when they say they're Janine and then be like, oh, no, they're not. But I'm the other way around. I don't want to face Janine till the very end. I guess I should probably make sure my Pokemon are fully healed, because unlike most gyms where I can go out train or go out heal and then come back after training, not the case here. Sweet Scent I think like lowers my evasiveness. Not really a useful move. Yeah. I guess you could say it's a little better than like Mind Reader, because it actually lasts until the Pokemon switches. Whereas I think Mind Reader just lasts 1 turn. But I don't know. Very situational moves at best. Although it probably comes in useful if she ever faces her gym leader, who I'm sure uses Double Team and Minimize quite a bit. I remember Koga would do that even in the original games. His Muck would no Minimize, and it was the most annoying thing in the world. Toxic. Alright, we'll have to use some berries after this. I won't go back and heal at the Pokemon Center unless we guess this next trainer right. And I think I'm going to fight the one in the middle next, because that seems too obvious to really be Janine. I think she is the one in the lower left. Like, the little voice in the back of my head that is like 15-year-old me is telling me that right now. So we'll see if I remember correctly. And I will switch out Rod for somebody a little bit more apt for facing a poison-type gym leader. In fact, maybe we'll go ahead and just start with Kroot, because I'm not sure she's going to be too much of a challenge. I hope she is, but not too confident. I think she is one of the weaker gym leaders. And her Pokemon are probably lower level, just so they can kind of make her weaker than her father, who you faced earlier in the game. This is going to be close. Oh, was I using Aerial Ace? I think I was. Alright, Rod. I wonder if, actually, you know what? I've been using these moves the entire time, never thinking that close combat will actually do more. Even though it's not very effective because of the same type of attack bonus, plus I have my Black Belt held item. Might not be enough for the one-shot. Oh, it was! Good job, Rod. Because it's a 120 base power move, plus 60 for stab, plus whatever 20% of that is, 36, so it's like 216 cut in half, 108. Hopefully I did that right. So a 108 base power move versus a 70 base power move. Obviously close combat's better. Now of course close combat also has the drawback of lowering your stats, so maybe it's good that I didn't use it off the bat, but I'm glad I used it for my final turn. Alright, one more citrus berry should do the trick here. And we'll use a Pekka Berry to cure the poison. Got plenty of those. Not too worried about power points, because honestly we probably won't even have to use Rod in this battle, but just in case. Alright, Kroot, once again, it is your time to shine here in Kanto. Maybe. Oh, she is the real deal. Okay, well, I guessed wrong, so we will never get to face the last trainer in her gym. Well, if we lose here, I guess we would. But, probably not. And she leads with Crobat, the same Pokemon that her father likes to use, even though none of them had Zubat or Golbats in the original games, although I guess she wasn't in the original games, so maybe she did have a Zubat. Also, I really love the gym music in this game, the gym leader music. One of my favorite tracks in the whole series. And as always, the Symphony remix is amazing, so I definitely suggest looking it up. Alright, not bad. Wouldn't have actually minded too much. Well, actually, I probably would have. If Rod was first, he could use Rock Tomb to slow down Crobat, who's a very, very fast Pokemon. I don't know if Crunch will finish it. Let's go for Rock Slide. It's 90% accurate. Confuse Ray, though, means we're only going to have, I guess, a 45% chance of landing this hit. Can we do it? Kroot is confused, but sometimes we get lucky, and this is one of those times. And a crit, not that we needed it, but yeah, I did say save him for the boss fight, right? I guess Kroot listened. Now I do want to switch, because I don't want to hurt myself in confusion and give her Pokemon a chance to do bad things to mine. There's Weezing, that was her father's best Pokemon in the original games, even though, oddly, he doesn't even have one in this game. Cherry is weak to poison, so let's bring out Cian. Cherry does have Earthquake, which is a nice move to counter those poison types, but as I mentioned, Weezing is able to levitate with its ability and not take any damage from ground attacks. Should I bother with Sunny Day, or should I just go for... I'm gonna go for it. Because Weezing is actually fairly bulky. It's more defensively bulky than specially defensive. But, oh, that might have been a really bad move. Oh, well. Let's hope this isn't a knockout. Come on, Cian, hold on, get some XP. Well, on the bright side, I guess we still get full XP for Kroot, right? So that's not too bad. And I always hate when a Pokemon explodes and you get no XP from it. It's really annoying. Well, the Sunlight is strong, doesn't really help me at all, but, I could bring in Cherry for Synthesis, but I'd rather bring Kroot back out since he has the advantage. 2 Pokemon down, 3 to go. Fun fact, Generation 1 games had a thing where self-destruct and explosion would actually cut your opponent's defense in half before applying damage, so they were even more powerful than they seemed. They don't do that anymore, but they still are very powerful, being base 200 and base 250 attacks. I'm pretty sure they're the two most powerful attacks in the entire game. I guess there are some Z moves now in the newer games that have more than 200 base power. I actually was at where was it? I think it was like a bar trivia thing, and the question was, what is the strongest Pokemon move? And I was like, are they thinking like Hyper Beam, or actually no, it was what is the strongest Pokemon move that doesn't make your Pokemon faint? Because the answer was V-Create, and it took me a minute because I was like, oh, it's that move that Victini knows, and I was like, it took me a second to actually think of what it was called because I wasn't really into Pokemon at the time, and I definitely have never used Victini before or really even seen it used because it's a mythical Pokemon and not one you just see that often. But I did remember it, and I guess I won our team some points. It was a long time ago, so I actually don't even remember the context, but I do remember. I actually just remembered it fairly recently when I was looking at the most powerful moves in the game, just out of curiosity. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's right, V-Create. Level 50, very nice. Check another one off the list. Venomoth, another bug and poison types. Seems very fitting for the ninja theme. Luckily, even though bug resists ground attacks, and therefore Venomoth and Ariados take neutral damage from Earthquake, bug is weak to rock, and will take lots of damage from Rock Slide. So Bug Buzz did a lot of damage. Venomoth is not a super strong Pokemon, but it's definitely the strongest of the, not of the bug types, but like of the weaker bug types, it's one of the stronger ones. Like I feel like a lot of trainers, especially kids, like to use like Butterfree and Beedrill, which are really kind of like, I've always thought of them as like kitty Pokemon, like bug catcher Pokemon, whereas Venomoth is a little more adult, it can learn some good moves, it's a little stronger. I've always kind of liked Venomoth for that reason, even though it's really not that good. It can learn Quiver Dance, which is like an amazing stat boosting move. It boosts your special attack, special defense, and speed by 1 stage. Let's go ahead and bring out Rod, since Rod knows a rock type attack. I think it might have been the first move, or one of the first moves, that increases 3 of your stats at one time. And it also, unlike Curse or Shell Smash, doesn't have any drawbacks either. Volcarona is like the ultimate bug Pokemon because it learns Quiver Dance, and it's like, if you thought Venomoth was strong, one, you're wrong, but if you did, then wait until you meet Volcarona, because it's in a whole other league. It's kind of one of those quasi-legendaries I was talking about, where I think it has, I don't know if it has a base stat total of 90, I think it does, but if not, it's in somewhere around 90. And it's just a really strong Pokemon in general, used by the champion of one of the games. Alright, come on Rod, one more Rock Tomb is all it's going to take. Confusion. Like I said, she's going to really annoy us until we faint. Luckily, we have some strong Pokemon waiting in the wings, but we're down to our last 3, so she's defeated half of our Pokemon. But I think Cherry can probably take Ariados. Hopefully this is a knockout. If it wasn't, then I should use Body Slam, but I think it will be. It's evenly effective. Ariados is at half HP and a crit, so if it wasn't going to defeat Ariados regularly, then it definitely will now. Good job, Cherry, also saving those crits. So strong. I see, you have defeated Koga, my father, and a member of the Elite Four to come here. No wonder you are strong. You definitely won. Here's the soul badge, take it. Thank you, Janine, I appreciate that. You're so tough. I have a special gift. It's Poison Jab, a powerful poison type move that might poison its victims. Very nice. You remember how I was talking about the best moves of each type? So Poison Jab is kind of like the go-to physical poison move. I guess it was perfect because it confused me. So I just thought it'd be too obvious to have her in the middle there. It'd be cool if it was random too, but I'm pretty sure it's not random. Well. That was a great battle, trainer from Johto. Thank you, random gym guy. I think he's been in like all the games too. I wonder if it's like the same guy. That'd be cool. He'd be the one character who actually appeared in every single Pokemon game. I guess you could say like the nurses in the Pokemon Center, but They do seem to be different people. I mean, honestly, even in the same game, they're different. I guess, I don't know, are the champion and the making guys different people? It kind of seems at times like he knows you. So it seems like it's not, but I don't know. They don't really have an equivalent in the show. They do sometimes in the show have like another character introduced as part of the plot that tends to be like the referee whenever Ash battles a gym leader. In fact, I think that happens almost without fail in later seasons. But they're like unique characters and not all the same, like Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy. My grandpa is at my brother Bill's on Cerulean Cape. Oh wait, this is Bill's other house. I guess he has a house or some family here in Johto and some family over in some family here in Kanto and some family over in Johto. All right, what's down here? I know it's the route to Cinnabar Island, but I imagine we can't go down here yet. Isn't there like construction or something? Yes, enclosed indefinitely due to the Cinnabar volcano's eruption. I wonder if the people of Cinnabar are safe. Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember that the volcano that made the island erupted again, but I forgot that it had happened so close to the start of the game. It's actually a very recent tragedy. Sorry, road closed for construction. If you want to get to Cinnabar, you better go from Pallet Town. Easier said than done. I removed the boulder, but it may still take some time to flatten out the ground. I wonder if that's what caused all those ledges east of Fuchsia. It's kind of far away from Cinnabar, but that would explain it, I guess? I don't know. Alright, so let's heal up our Pokemon while we are here. And then we'll do, I guess, a little bit of quick exploration of Fuchsia City. And then I will call this an episode and start the next one. I'll probably have time to do at least one more tonight. Might get some other stuff done first, though, and we'll see how tired I am. Alright, this used to be the Warden's house, the Warden of the Safari Zone. Now it's the Pal Park, okay. So in Generation 2 it's just closed, but now I think it's the area where, oh, lots of Ambipom everywhere. Or Aipom, rather. Guess they're her favorite Pokemon? So Generation 2 was just closed. Generation 1 and in the remakes in 3, it's the Safari Zone. Generation 4, they do add the Safari Zone back, clearly, but it's added back in Johto, as you guys know. So the Pal Park is here instead. And the Pal Park is, I'm pretty sure, where you transfer... I don't know, is it where you transfer Pokemon from previous generations? Like when you stick both your Generation 3 cartridge and your Generation 4 one in a DS Lite? I'm not sure. There's gotta be a hidden item here somewhere. Should I use the item finder? I'm gonna be really disappointed if there's no item here. Key items. Dowsing machine. There's something in town, but not here. Well, that's really sad. Oh well. I feel like there was something pretty good here in Generation 1, like a TM or something. Yeah, we did find a wild Pokemon, though. But it's only a level 15 Magikarp, 40 levels lower than the other random Magikarp that trainer had in the last episode. Alright, well, let's go ahead and end things here. Then we come back, we'll explore the Pal Park. It might be an area where you can like run around. I was going to say run around outside with your Pokemon, but in Heartgold you can do it anywhere. So, not sure what makes it special. But we'll definitely check it out, and then we'll probably head up Cycling Road. And maybe make our way to Cerulean City, Celadon City, and our third gym battle. So, thank you guys for watching. I keep talking to Kroot by accident, but, oh, thanks Kroot. But, alright, goodbye from me, goodbye from Kroot, see you all next time.